Welcome to Saturdays with Mark and Tony, featuring Mark Lowry and Tony Campolo. Now, here are Mark and Tony.
There's a new curriculum that's been developed called The Bible and Its Influence on Western Civilization. And it's been approved by Christians, by Buddhist leaders, by Muslims, by atheists.
Then it can't be of God.
All it does...
Sounds like an ecumenical movement.
What it does is it simply explains the influence that the Bible has had on molding our society. You do admit that the Bible has been a great influence on molding the laws.
Absolutely.
On molding the Constitution. You can't go to an art museum and not see paintings, great paintings, Michelangelo, Da Vinci.
Yeah, Samson, Delilah.
All of the...
Didn't they paint them?
They painted all that stuff. Yeah, you're such a scholar.
Oh, I know. I've been to the Louvre.
Louvre.
Don't go on Tuesdays, though. It's closed.
Is that right?
We planned all day Tuesday to go to the Louvre. We get there, and it's closed on Tuesdays.
I've never heard of that.
It is. Don't go on Tuesday if you get over to Paris. And I'm not talking about Paris, Texas. I know you've all been there. I'm talking about Paris, France.
It's closed on Tuesday.
Tuesdays is closed.
Don't you ever say that this program is not full of great, useful information.
And I did finally get to go, and about an hour, and I was over it.
You know,
I saw the Mona Lisa.
Yeah, you saw Venus de Milo.
I saw Venus.
Without her arms.
Without the arms. And I saw Napoleon's apartment, and I was about done.
You know what? It's so big.
It is big.
It is so many paintings.
Yeah, after a while, it's just overload.
It is overload. It is overload. When I've gone to the Louvre, I've only gone like...
Is it really Louvre?
Some people pronounce it that way. You know, some people just say Louvre.
She says it's not. It's Louvre.
I say Louvre.
But it sounds too much like loo. And you know what the loo is over there?
Yeah, that's
the
right.
Toilet.
That's right.
And you might ask for the Louvre.
That's
all the same, isn't it?
Yeah, well, you know,
Paris,
those Europeans.
London, they're all the same.
Been to one of those Europeans.
Anything outside the United States is kind of one big blanket.
That's right. Well, I just thought you ought to know that. Now,
but
we're so caught up in these trivial things.
Yeah. We got a lot of Saturdays to kill. We got to be trivial.
Jesus says in one place to the Pharisees, "You're so concerned about these little rules and regulations, and you have evaded the heavier teachings of the law."
Which are what?
Two things. First of all, love. You would agree on that one.
Absolutely.
And the other thing is that Jesus talks more about caring for the poor than anybody else in the scriptures. And let me just say this, that in our day and age, while we're screaming and yelling about the Ten Commandments being hung in courtrooms and whether we can pray and read the Bible in public schools, Bono, the musician, the rock singer from the U2 band, is out there.
U2, right?
U2.
Just like, in case any of you never heard of him, he's not a Gaither homecoming singer. This is Bono, like the biggest rock star in the world, right?
And a zealous Christian activist.
Zealous. That's what this bracelet's all about.
Yeah. Tell us about the bracelet.
One.org. Go to one.org. And Bono has, because he's been so blessed, his career's been so huge, you get that guilt thing going, and he's used it in a good way. Because he felt like I'm, making all this money, and he sees all the poor, and he sees that he can actually do something. And so he started this thing, and it's just, I saw a documentary on NBC about it, and I went to the website and ordered me one of these bracelets, and I haven't taken it off since.
Well, I'm so ashamed because I don't have mine on. My wife is here, and she will tell you almost every day I wear it. Right, Peggy? Yeah.
But it's not a law.
No.
We're under grace.
I know, but I should have had it on. For this show, I should have had it on.
That's all right.
So that I could have been as holy as you.
Oh, that bracelet ain't going to make you that.
Well, it's a sign of spirituality.
So anyway, Bono.
Yeah.
You know him personally,
yes,
right?
I do.
So
I
he
do.
knows
I
everybody.
do. And Bono is a very, very wonderful man. It's very interesting. I went to have dinner with him one night when he was in Philadelphia. And the dinner was in the back room, the green room, where because he wouldn't go out to a restaurant.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Catering. So he had catering. Yeah.
So we went back room to have dinner, and here was this elderly man back there, and I was introduced, and I said, "Are you in some way related to the band?" "Oh no," he said. "I'm the one who led these boys to Christ when they were in high school, and every time they go on tour, I go on tour with them
Oh.
to make sure that they read the scriptures and pray with me every day.
how wonderful.
That we have a time of spiritual depth, a time of devotions. And I want to watch over these boys because these rock singers get seduced by all kinds of women and they get into drugs, and I want to watch over them and make sure they don't stumble and fall when they're on tour.
Wow.
And so you know what happens to most rock singers out there. Doesn't happen to
There's
this
another
guy.
one of those blanket statements. You're doing it again.
I said most. I
don't
didn't
like that.
say all.
I know, but sometimes you just wash them all away. All the rock singers just going straight to hell. Don't pass go. Don't collect $200. Go to hell.
You know what you're doing?
What?
You're judging me.
Well, actually, no, I'm not. But you know what? I'm so sensitive to that, and
Sure.
I'm joking with you,
Of
of
course.
course. But I'm sensitive because I've heard so many blanket statements all my life
Yeah.
from so many like what was that, the so-called Southern Baptist. I mean, that's just a blanket
Yeah.
about his entire being that he probably we make those statements.
Yeah.
And most does diffuse it a little.
Yeah, it diffuses a little.
Yeah.
But Amy Grant doesn't.
Oh, Amy
she's-
Grant, my Lord. The sweetest. Do you know her?
Yes, I do.
Well, I want to tell you, I was at Kroger's one day, and she walked up behind me and pinched me.
She pinched
And I
you?
turned around, she had 5 babies with her. It's like you couldn't hardly flirt with 5 babies.
My
But she's married. But what I'm saying, that was all. But she did pinch me
Where?
on the rear end.
Ooh.
But she did. I thought, who has pinched me on the rear end? Turn around, it was Amy Grant, holding a baby in one arm and groceries in the other, and had her nanny with her and 3 other kids. But you know what?
And she's.
I think the deal is on that, getting serious for a minute, is the spirit of entitlement. With some Christians and some, especially artists, when they start believing their press,
Yeah.
and they start, won't touch the people, won't get out with the people, some of the people are crazy. Now, there's some crazy ones out there
Yeah, well,
that scare you.
Be forthright. If there had been somebody like this school teacher that led Bono and his friends in the band to Christ, if there had been somebody like that in the life of Elvis Presley, who had deep spiritual yearnings that were never actualized in the fullest, he never became what I think down deep inside he wanted to become. I think he wanted to follow Jesus.
I do too.
I went to his
Everything I've ever heard about it.
I went to his birthplace, and you could go and see this little house on this little hill. Have you ever been there?
No.
And just down below it is this little cinder block church. And that's where Elvis used to go as a boy, and he used to sing gospel songs there. And when he sings hymns, if you get any of his... Do you have any of
My
his?
dad's favorite.
Oh, man, can he sing? And you sense that there's a spirituality coming through when he sings those hymns. And you just say, this guy had such a messed up life because nobody was there for him to keep him faithful to Christ, the Christ that he knew as a boy. And he strayed away. And that song, what is it?
Why me, Lord?
Why me, Lord?
Did he sing that one?
Yes. I've blown it all, gee.
I
bless
like,
your heart.
are you lonely, lonesome tonight?
You sound just like
Is
him.
that's this gospel song he did, right? Or do you miss me?
No, that's not a gospel song.
Oh. I guess not.
Yeah, well, there's something to be said for what you just did.
Which is?
John Wesley took all the popular romantic songs of his day that were on the hit parade, and he put Christian words to them. That's all.
Was that controversial?
Was that controversial?
Was it? I'm asking.
Extremely so.
How did he not get in trouble for that?
He did get in trouble, and his response, as you know, is, why should the devil have all the good tunes?
No, he did not. I did not know that he said that.
Oh, yes. That's his line.
I thought, what's his name wrote that song years ago? The contemporary Christian long-haired, what's his name?
Norman.
Yeah, Larry, not Larry Norman. Not Larry Norman. Was it Larry Norman? Yeah, Larry Norman had long blonde. Yeah, why should the devil have all
Yeah,
the
well,
good
he
music?
copped it off
So
of
that's
Wesley.
Wesley, huh?
Wesley's line, why should the devil have all the good tunes?
So that's interesting. You talk about music.
Yeah.
Amazing Grace is to the tune of an old beer song.
Yeah, there you go.
Amazing Grace, because that's all he knew. When
Yeah.
he got saved on that slave ship,
Yep.
John Newton, I believe it was.
Yeah, that's right. You got that right.
And he got saved, and all he knew was da 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 da. And the church, I'm sure, went crazy because here's a beer tune that has beautiful lyrics to it. Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound. Now it's in our hymnals,
And Martin Luther, of course, had his favorite Bible verse, the just shall live by faith from the first chapter of Romans,
Yeah.
inscribed on his beer mug. So when he drank, he could drink to the glory of God. Now, I know that upsets a lot of people.
Coffee.
Yeah.
Of course, if I was Mormon, this would get me dethroned
Coffee.
too.
Saturdays with Mark and Tony is a presentation of marklowry.com.